let's talk a little bit about free agents. I got my top 10 free agents that the Raiders could go out and sign. Here's the thing. The Raiders are dealing with a whole bunch of injuries right now. So the way that I want this show to work is I want you guys to basically let me know what you think of my free agents that I'm putting out there. And also let me know in the comments section which free agents that you want the Raiders to target. Because right now, this is the next 5 games for the Raiders. It's tough. Really, really tough. Colts, Bears, Packers, Texans, Lions. All very, very quality teams. Right now, all playoff caliber teams. So if the Raiders do exactly what we've done the last 2 weeks, this is going to be a very, very rough stretch of football games. So let me know in the comments section which players you want the Oakland Raiders to go out and target in free agency. So let's get right into it. The top 10. Number 10 is Dez Bryant. The reason why I have Dez on this list, experience, and if he's healthy, right now the Raiders need another option at receiver that's not named Tyrell Williams. If you don't want to stretch the ball downfield, maybe you need to find a possession-type receiver. Maybe you can find a receiver who's good in the red zone. Dez has definitely lost a step, and Dez is definitely far from the guy throwing up the X's. But he's a veteran receiver who, if you're not going to stretch the ball down the field, maybe he's a guy that you can insert to your lineup right away. So this is what I think the depth chart would look like with Dez Bryant. Tyrell would still be our 1. Dez is our 2. Hunter Renfrow in the slot. You could obviously then throw in Trevor Davis here and there and J.J. Nelson when you have some speed. This is ultimately what I think, though, the Raiders would look like with Dez. Another wide receiver on the list, and it's been a guy that I've heard a lot of people talk about, it's Michael Crabtree. The reason why I have Crabtree over Bryant, I don't know if Crabtree is better than Dez, and I understand that he was released by the Cardinals literally yesterday. 4 catches, 22 yards. But he has chemistry with Carr. He knows the offense. And the last time that I saw Derek Carr at his best was when Michael Crabtree was at his best. 89 catches. Now, I do not expect Crabtree to ever get back to the 89 catches like he had. But Crabtree knows Carr. And I know that you guys, personally, want Michael Crabtree as well. So Tyrell Williams, Michael Crabtree, and Hunter Renfrow. What do you guys think of this depth chart? Because if you can add experience and a receiver who, again, is not going to stretch the field, but is going to be a reliable option for Derek when we need to pick up first downs or on those short intermediate routes, I'm just saying. I see a lot of people right now in the comment section for Crabtree. Somebody said 5 Chucky heads. Love it. And I appreciate somebody that says 5 Chucky heads because that means that you watch the show. So for everyone who's watching the show right now live, so Javier, Julio, Kevin, Robert M., Aaron, Johnny, Eric Ross, I need you guys to do me a favor. Take the link down below, youtube.com/Raiders Report, and send it to your friends. Send it to your friends. I said once we hit 25K subscribers, I would do more ticket giveaways. And right now, it's in the comments section. youtube.com/Raiders Report. Get us to 30K subscribers. And I'm a man of my word. I said once we hit 25K, I'm giving away tickets. Raiders versus the Lions. So if you guys want to go, basically the way I'm going to do this, if you guys play fantasy football, it's like the waiver wire. For those of you that have already signed up with BetDSI and MyBookie, supported me, supported my sponsors, you're going to get the first crack. So if you're on BetDSI and if you're on MyBookie, I want you to DM me a lion emoji to Instagram or on Twitter at Mitchell Renz 365. And if you're like, wait a minute, I'm not on BetDSI, I got you. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use my promo code Raiders120 for 120% deposit bonus. Put down $50, get $60 for free, then you get a chance to win free Raiders vs. Lions tickets. And I've already talked to Raider Nation Store. They said anybody who signs up with my bookie or BetDSI, you're going to get a free Raiders t-shirt. Okay? Free money, bet on the Raiders, free shirts, chance to win tickets. I don't know what you guys want from me. Let's go to the next player on my list. It's E.J. Gaines, cornerback. The reason why I want the Raiders to look at E.J. Gaines is because right now in the secondary, it's not working. And if this is what we have to go with, LaMarcus Joyner, I'm sorry, he doesn't look good in the nickel. Maybe we need to put him back at free safety. Garyon Conley, cornerback 1. Then you have Eric Gaines as cornerback 2. You could put Worley in the nickel. And then Carl Joseph and LaMarcus Joyner back there at safety. Something needs to change for the Raiders. And if Gaines can maybe be that cornerback 2, hey, I'm all for it. But if you guys don't like any of my suggestions, please let me know in the comments section. Let's go to the 7th player on my list. It's Malcolm Smith, linebacker, formerly of the 49ers, also Super Bowl MVP. So shout out to Malcolm Smith. He missed the entire 2017 season on IR. He picked up only 35 tackles last year. If Malcolm Smith is healthy right now at 30 years old, the linebacking depth chart for the Raiders is so thin, maybe you go out and add Malcolm Smith. Or you can go for a younger version, or a younger player, you go Ja'Kai Polite. Here's the thing with Ja'Kai Polite. I don't think he's very polite. Drafted this year, okay, in the 3rd round. The New York Jets drafted him in the 3rd round. Dude's got character issues. A lot of character issues, but he's young. He's a pretty athletic player coming out of Florida. And if you're like, okay, we need an extra linebacker, maybe Ja'Kai Polite's an option. So Malcolm Smith, Ja'Kai Polite, both players that the Raiders should target. And if you're sitting here saying, Mitch, the Raiders need to sign a player, I want you to like this video right now. So currently, we're at 44 likes. I want to get to 100. Can we get to 100? If the Raiders need to sign a player right now in free agency, they got the Colts, they got the Bears, they got a bye week, then you got the Packers, the Texans, the Lions, and then you got to play the Chargers. It is a very tough stretch of games, and I'm worried that with the players that we have right now, it's not going to get it done. Maybe we need a spark. Maybe we need something fresh. So if you think the Raiders should sign a player, I want you to like this video right now on YouTube. And you know what? Like it on Facebook and get us to 30K subscribers. So since I've been doing this live, we've had 100 subscribers. So I appreciate you guys who are telling people to subscribe. So Eric, Joseph, Kevin Hayes, Luis, Damian, send youtube.com/Raiders Report to your friends and tell them to subscribe. And here are some loyal subscribers. Maddie on a Mission, King Savage, John, Jose, Eddie. I look at the comments and I appreciate the people who comment more. It's really, really great to always see you guys interacting. I appreciate y'all. But also a great way for me to get to know you is on Instagram. So Garcia, 916_Steven, Senor, David, Dakota Hancock. Give those guys a follow on Instagram. Let's continue to grow the nation on IG, Twitter. And it's also growing on Facebook because I'm happy that now we are the most watched Raider show, not only on YouTube, but on Facebook. And it's because of people like Kevin, Elizabeth, Tim. It's because of Ismail. Hopefully I got that right. And then Tiff Lacey. I appreciate you guys. And if you want to know how to become a top Facebook fan, like, comment, and the best way to do it is to share live on Facebook, facebook.com/JustWinBabyRaiders. All right, you guys ready? Looks like we're jumping to 4. TJ McDonald. He's a safety. TJ McDonald is an interesting player who I like out of Miami, right? So we'll get to number 5 in a sec. Number 5, TJ McDonald is an interesting player. He's a good player out of Miami. Safety, it's just like last year he had 86 tackles. With TJ McDonald, though, if you can add an extra player, ever since Jonathan Abram went down, it's been a lot different for the Raiders. That secondary has been totally just kind of ripped apart. And also getting a note that my other player, we didn't put him on the list, so that was on my bad. So that's on me. No 5 anymore. We're just doing top 9. So the last 4 years, TJ McDonald, 86 tackles, 45 tackles, 62 tackles, and then 62 tackles again in 2015. I'm not the biggest fan of TJ McDonald, I'll be honest, from a talent standpoint. But I can't watch what has happened the last 2 weeks to this defense. So McDonald, you insert him now, free safety. Carl Joseph stays at strong safety. Maybe this defense then can continue, or maybe continue to try to get better. So if you guys like TJ McConnell, let me know in the comments section. I'm very curious on what you guys have to say. And if the Raiders need a safety, let us know in the comments section, because I'm starting to think that, yeah, the Raiders, they need a safety, because what we're doing right now on defense, I mean, I think we can all agree, guys, it just ain't working. So let's go to number 3 here on my list, and a name that you all know very well. Number 3 is Eric Berry. Eric Berry is interesting in the aspect like, hey, if Eric is healthy, you go out and sign him. The reason why I don't think Eric Berry has been signed yet. It's because he's not healthy. Something with the medical has not checked out. I mean, he's played in 3 games the last 2 seasons. The one reason, though, why I still think it'd be interesting to bring in Eric Berry, he knows the AFC West better than probably just about any free agent out there. He also knows the best team in our division, the Chiefs. Eric Berry is a veteran who I think could teach a lot of these younger players something. And if he's healthy, he's unbelievable. And he could be a captain, I think, right away. So this is what it would look like with Eric Berry. Do you guys like that? Does it look better than it did with TJ McDonald? Let me know in the comments section. Should the Raiders sign Eric Berry? If he's healthy, my vote is simple. Yes. If he's not healthy, maybe you have to look another way. So which safety should the Raiders sign? Type B for Berry or type M for McDonald? What do you guys think? I see Andre saying if he's healthy. I see Gavin love Eric Berry. So let me know. Which safety should the Raiders sign? Type B for Berry. Or I want you guys to type M for McDonald. So I got an exclusive offer for only loyal Raiders fans, all right? We've been doing some work here at the Raiders Report, and it's a lot due to you. So if you guys want 40% off an exclusive offer, the Action Network, live odds, expert picks, and analysis. So I always tell people, hey, get started with BetDSI. Hey, get started with MyBookie. These guys are experts on betting, and they're going to help you guys make some money. So if you're interested in this, chatsports.com/deal. And if you're like, Mitch, I'm not really a bettor. Well, how about this? Get started with the Action Network. I'll get you an extra set of, I'm trying to think of the way to say it. Get you an extra name in the hat for the Raiders versus the Lions ticket giveaway, okay? Live odds, expert picks, and analysis at the Action Network. Chatsports.com/deal. Let's get number 2. This name's familiar. Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall was a surprise cut. I think we can all agree on that for the 53-man roster. I know I was surprised. But right now, the Raiders, they need some help on that linebacking core. Maybe you can go out and get a Brandon Marshall who says he is fully healthy. And if he is fully healthy, with as thin as what we are right now at the linebacking position, maybe you go get Brandon Marshall because I thought this guy was going to start for us. Vontaze Burfict has been good. Tahir Whitehead's been good. But maybe Brandon Marshall, at worst case scenario, at least adds some depth. Because Markel Lee, battling an injury right now. Morrow, a little banged up. Like, Vontaze Burfict, they were literally trying to hold him out of the game this past week. And Vontaze is like, nah, man, like, I'm going back in the game. Luckily, Vontaze is a tough dude. Now, I'm not asking for a 100-tackle Brandon Marshall. I'm asking for depth. And for a player who was with us the entire offseason, I would imagine he knows the defense. And I would imagine he would be able to step in right away and just be another depth piece. So, Brandon, if you're watching, if you want to be a Raider, let us know. And let me know if you guys want Brandon Marshall. Type Marshall if Oakland should sign him. Like, I was pretty surprised that Marshall was cut by the Oakland Raiders. So if you guys want Marshall, so Julio says Crabtree and Marshall so far. I'm seeing a lot of Brandon Marshall. And I'm also seeing now Markel Lee's on IR. So if Markel Lee's on IR, then yeah, the depth for the Raiders gets even more thin. So if you guys want Brandon Marshall, type Marshall. I am seeing a lot of Marshalls in the comments section. And oh yeah, a Jalen Ramsey. Let's go to the number 1 player on my list. It's George Iloka. And between you and me, I don't even know if it's close. I want George Iloka more than any other player in free agency right now. He would fit this defense perfectly. Now, George Iloka, I don't think is the most talented free agent out there. I don't. But he knows the Paul Guenther system better than any defensive player out there right now. Why is Vontaze Burfict the captain? Why is Vontaze Burfict the player that you can tell in the huddle every single Raiders defensive player looks at? Who's been the one defensive player that we've been ranting and raving about, especially the coaches? It's been Vontaze Burfict. Why? He knows the Paul Guenther system. You know who else does? George Iloka. And I think you insert Iloka into this defense that could help maybe limit some of these big plays that we're giving up. because I think a lot of the big plays are due to guys not knowing their assignment in the secondary. There's a lot of new faces back there. There's a lot of new players that are playing different positions. You get a captain, a leader in the secondary, like a George Iloka, who knows this defense like the back of his hand. Then you have Perfect, who knows the defense like the back of his hand for the linebackers. That's the difference. That's what we need. So, George Iloka is my number one player, but I want you guys to name a player the Raiders should sign. Michael Crabtree, Dez Bryant, George Iloka, EJ Gaines, Ja'Kai Polite are just some of the names that I came up with. So let me know in the comments section, what player should the Raiders sign in free agency? So here are my top 10. 9. Dez Bryant. 10. Okay. Well, we're going to go 9. Dez Bryant. Michael Crabtree. EJ Gaines. Malcolm Smith. Ja'Kai Polite. Then the top 4. TJ McDonald. Eric Berry. Brandon Marshall. And George Iloka. Those are my top 9 players that the Raiders should target in free agency. Guys, let me know in the comments section which player the Raiders should target in free agency. Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads, news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.